What's up, guys? So Konami have released Player of the Week Kevin De Bruyne, and I got my hands on him to try him out. Now, the other day I did a tier list video for the Player of the Week pack, and I had him in A tier. A lot of people had him in S tier, but there was some things I noticed with the card that made me put him in A tier. And after playing with him, I played about 5 or 6 games. I think the lacking attributes that he doesn't have, I noticed, and that's why I'm comfortable keeping him in A tier. So you can see from the clips, he was quite fun to play with. I think that's mostly just because of who he is in real life. You know, he's a legend of the game pretty much, so I was having a lot of fun using him. But I think in terms of meta and effectiveness in eFootball, there was some things lacking. So you can see from the clips, now that he's a whole player, he's making very interesting runs and he's operating high up the pitch, getting in behind, being a bit of a menace in this area. And while his dribbling was decent at times, there was problems. And then there, that shot drags wide, it's a big issue. His finishing was very inconsistent. Another one there, I think those are kind of meta shots. That first time shot on the edge of the box, it's usually a goal for him. It didn't happen there. Now this one he does score, good dribbling in the box, bottom right corner, curls it very well, but you'll see later in the clips that he isn't very consistent. Another thing, he kind of was intercepting a lot. He doesn't have any skills that would indicate he should be. He does have 72 aggression though. Maybe that's what it was. But I couldn't dribble with him from body feint. I love the body feint in this game, and I think I probably tried about 12 body feints with him, and I don't think I dribbled past someone a single time. But here he is intercepting again. He was great at that move there where you load up a stunning shot and super cancel it. I feel like it's because your opponent's so worried of his shooting ability. There was a couple times there where he links up a Haaland for that kind of chipped ball from the byline, which is really effective in this game, but you do need the attributes for it. It's not like a given that you succeed from them. So if you have someone with a bit of height in the middle, he's pretty good. But you can see there, like, look at the run he makes from passes to Grealish, runs down the kind of byline. I don't choose to use the pass. This finish here, I did have problems with his finishing. That one's not really his fault though. That's just me making a wrong choice with the chip shot. I think it goes to say, when I was saying earlier, I like him in real life. So I was trying some kind of funny things with him. But that pass there is beautiful. Now that wasn't a early cross. That was a chipped through ball. And I'll be doing a video on how to make those chipped through balls more effective in the future. But yeah, while his dribbling was decent, it wasn't amazing. But because he's a bit physical, you can see there, he still kind of keeps the ball at times. Some good dribbling here. Tries to get a shot off and then it gets saved. I don't think I scored a single long shot with him, if I'm remembering correctly. So that's a kind of a shame. Although I did get, I think I won 2 or 3 penalties with him, and he doesn't even have gamesmanship. Let me just double check to be sure. I don't think he has gamesmanship. So it was surprising that he won those 2 or 3 penalties. Yeah, he doesn't have gamesmanship. So I don't know what the story with that is, but yeah, it did work out pretty well. Here's some of drag back dribbling. I get a lot of questions how to do this. The first video I uploaded on my channel explains this, and I talk about the DualSense Edge. But for that clip there with drag back dribbling, I actually didn't use DualSense Edge. Someone asked in chat if I could do it without it, so I took it off and didn't use it. So here, this is just a very interesting run. He comes from deep on the left, he starts off and then he cuts across, and it was very good from him. That shot there, I just chose the wrong corner. If I go near post, I'd probably score. These chip through balls are very good. But there was a few instances you can see there, the defender should have tracked that really. I don't know if that's first week boost or the fact that all of my opponents I played, including myself, because this is on the RTG, we were both using the default teams essentially. We were using the lone players. So the players weren't extremely high rated. There's another penalty, one great pass to switch the play. But yeah, it's finishing. I think you're going to see a few clips here. It's going to get inconsistent. He had great link-up play with Lukaku. His pace was good to start the run, but there was a few times where he makes the run and can't kind of continue. He continues the run here, but like, look at that finish. That's terrible. I'm trying to put it into the bottom right corner. That second one maybe is just wrong kind of choice in the corner I choose, but it just kind of shows his dribbling wasn't the strongest. And good feet here, hit a long shot, no success. Kind of common team. I don't think I scored a single one, as I said. I believe this clip is, yeah, another switch of the ball, the outside curler, and I'm on pass assist too, by the way. Johnny, who's actually just switched to pass assist 4, but he was someone who uses pass assist 3. He thinks outside curler passes are better with pass assist 3, and I agree, but even on pass assist 2, this guy was good. But look, another finish, that's just terrible. And that's the end of the clips. Now, if we just have another look at the card, the skills he's missing are pretty much acrobatic finishing, long range curler, double touch, and weighted pass. I'm shocked he doesn't have weighted pass. If one player deserves weighted pass, it's Kevin De Bruyne. So I don't know why Konami didn't give it to him. I think overall the pack, is it worth spinning for? I'm not 100% sure, just because, well, De Bruyne is A tier in my opinion. I had him at the top of A tier, maybe. I mean, it was the top of A tier relative to the pack, but A tier in terms of relative to the whole game. I don't think he'd be like a high A tier player. He'd be a low A tier player overall in the game. He's good, but he is missing the skills. Like I said, there was a couple instances, if you remember the slide shot chance I had, where I was forced to kind of take another touch because of he doesn't have acrobatic finishing. Someone in chat actually said like, oh, why didn't you just shoot earlier? And I was like, yeah, I guess I didn't, just because he doesn't have acrobatic finishing. I felt a bit like I wasn't going to be confident taking that shot. So he is missing just too many important skills and the ability to put skills on the whole player. So I previously, Kevin De Bruyne has had whole player cards, and I've always said they're going to be terrible, because I have used at least one. I might have actually had two of them, but he's always been terrible just because his pace was so low, whereas if you see the pace in this one, it's quite decent, and it'll get an extra boost in game if we'll look at him in the game plan, and you can see the stats in game. Yeah, but even with the extra boost, he is decently fast, and you noticed he was making the runs more often. Now, when he had the ball, his pace was an issue at times, especially when he was trying to be one-on-one with the keeper. The defenders would often catch him, but he was making the runs more often now, which is important, because without the pace, he wouldn't have been making the runs. So in that regard, yeah, he's a decent player, but just not consistent enough. I could not do body feints with him. I mentioned it briefly. Just every time I did a body feint, it didn't work, and body feint is one of the simplest skills to pull off and most effective. So I don't know what it was with this guy. I just couldn't do it. I don't know. I'm looking at the card. I don't understand like which stat it is. Maybe it's the low balance that's not letting them get through with the body feints. But I don't know. I feel like even defenders like fullbacks, I can usually get away with it with the body feint, and I don't think they'd have much higher than 80 balance. But any other players in the pack that are decent, I don't really think anything too special. So I did a tier list if you want an overall review of the pack. The only other players I think would be okay are, I think Bravo looks good as a goalkeeper. Bernardo's decent, but again, he's going to have a similar problem to De Bruyne, just with the skills. He doesn't have double touch, doesn't have soul control, and you can't put track back on him, which I think with his aggression, defensive engagement, and stamina would be very effective. So that's an issue with the pack overall. So overall, I probably wouldn't spin unless De Bruyne is one of your favorite players in the game. But if there's anyone else in this pack you want me to have or get a review of, let me know. I can see if I can get my hands on them, because we do have 2 free spins from the AI events. I've already got 1 free spin from this national team ones, and I think it's Spanish club ones that gets the other, and I do have the RTG and the main account. So I do have 4 free spins, so I might actually get my hands on maybe a James Rodriguez, because I think that's another player people are interested in. So let me know, and I'll sim these games and then see if I get my hands on anyone. But thanks for watching.